Okay, well, good afternoon. Jane, I just wanted to thank you for coming in here today. Um, I hope you can find that this is going to be a useful session. Have you ever met for individual therapy prior to today?
So I did a long time ago, um, back in like when I got out of high school, but I didn't like it.
Okay, so not recently then.
Not recently. Nope.
Okay. So what brings you in today, Jane?
Well, I'm just sad. I'm sad. I just feel hopeless, overwhelmed, stressed. I don't want to do anything. I'm usually like happy-go-lucky person. I'm singing all the time, dancing, um, like goofy, and not anymore.
Okay. So has something changed in your life? Any?
Yes.
Okay,
So, oh, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Um, so I lost my mother and father.
Oh, I'm sorry to
Um,
hear that.
thank you. It's been so hard. I don't have any siblings. Um, I had to move in with them because I was their sole caregiver. Um, so I live in their house, and I don't have anyone to talk to. I do have a cat, that's like my emotional support right now.
Okay.
Her name is Snickers.
Snickers?
Yep.
Okay. You just have the one cat?
Just a cat. Yep.
Okay. How old is the cat?
She's getting old too. I've had her since I was in high school, so um she's probably around 12 now.
Okay. Well, you might want to think about getting another cat just in case
Yeah, I
Snickers
know.
Snickers would appreciate some company.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, you don't have any other pets, right?
No other pets, just Snickers.
Okay, yeah. I would suggest maybe seeing about getting a kitten to maybe get have Snickers train the kitten. Um, just thinking about the future. So
Yeah, because
yeah, because
I
it
do
sounds
love
like you
cats.
yeah, you're quite alone. And you don't have any siblings at all?
No siblings. I'm an
Zero.
only child.
What about cousins or other relatives in the area?
No close family members in the area.
Okay.
Um, my parents, my parents had, sisters and brothers, but one lives in South Carolina, one lives in Florida, um, another lives down in Texas. And I have cousins, but they're not close to me.
Okay. Um, what about friends? Do you have any non related friends?
So I had some friends, obviously throughout high school, and then I had like a couple acquaintances through college.
Okay.
Um, but like I said, I've been the sole caregiver to both my parents, um, for over, geez, how long has it been? It's been a long time, over 3 years now. So
Okay.
it's made it hard to have friendships outside of that and going to school.
Where did you go to school?
So I went to Syracuse University to get my master's degree.
Okay. And what did you get your master's degree in?
So I got my master's degree in library science.
Library science. Okay. That
Yeah.
sounds like a pretty useful degree.
Um, well, I thought it would be, but it's not panning out that way.
What were you thinking about your end goal with that degree? Was that like to work as a librarian or?
Yeah, so I really wanted to work as like a law librarian or maybe like a medical librarian. Um, but those jobs are really scarce to come by. So I would just be happy to be any type of librarian at this point.
Okay. Okay. So that was your highest level of education, the master's.
Yep.
Okay. And did you, when you went for your master's, was that like an in-person experience or was that like primarily an online program?
So that was both hybrid. I took a couple online classes. I started out fully in person, but then with being the caregiver to my parents, um, I couldn't manage it, so I moved a lot of my classes to online.
Okay. So that kind of leads me to my next question. So during that time when you were working on your degree, you didn't have it like a chance to like meet any possible mates um or
No,
close friends. Okay. Okay. Well, um again, I'm sorry to hear about your parents. Can I ask you, did you have a good relationship? I assume you must have been quite burnt out towards the end, but was it a um, was it a positive relationship? Did you feel happy to take care of them, or did you kind of feel obligated?
yeah, so I felt so a little background. My parents, so obviously, we are, well, so we're like, I guess you would consider us like Catholic.
Okay,
Um, my parent, not me per se, but my parents super Catholic. Very strict, very religious growing up.
okay,
Every Sunday we were at church. Um,
okay,
I went to church school.
okay.
I went to a
High
private
school?
school, high school. Yeah,
Did you
it
have like a
was
dress
just
code?
dress code,
Oh my
khaki,
gosh.
yeah, khaki skirts. Oh yeah, not something that I wanted to be a part of. Um,
I can relate. I had to wear brown and yellow. Um,
yeah, no,
okay, and they
not
changed it to blue and
anymore.
white right after I finished. Um,
Oh, blue and white. I would like that.
that's racy. That's racy, but
Yeah,
brown and yellow is not a great color to be wearing
no.
on the school bus.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you mentioned about your family's religious heritage. Is there any other piece of your family's culture that you might want to share? Um, did you guys have any like rituals that you would do? Was food a big part of your life or?
Um, Not really food, no. One thing I can mention though is because my parents were so strict and, so, religious, when it came to any sort of like mental health issues, um, because before I had to take care of my parents, I was stressed in school and I was always anxious and worrying. But they believe that when it comes to mental health issues or depression, or what they say, depression and anxiety, we don't talk about that. We are
Okay.
independent. We deal with those things independently. Um, so that has been, rough. So this was a lot for me to seek
Okay.
out someone to talk to.
Sure. It probably feels a little bit free, I would guess.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably why I talk so much. So, if I do talk too much, just tell me to slow down.
Okay, I sure will. Um, so it sounds like you're saying that you had kind of had to keep your um, the things that you were struggling with as far as mental health to yourself because your family was not accepting of mental health treatment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully you don't feel any shame here because we are all about mental health here, and mental health is something that should not be stigmatized. So, can I just ask you, what would you say is your biggest challenge right now? Are you able to go to work?
Yeah, so I go to work. So I mean I have to go to work. So I'm an assistant manager
Okay.
at the local Family Dollar,
Okay.
and I
How
hate
is
it. I hate it.
Oh, yeah, it seems like you might be able to do something a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, challenging, exactly. But I mean, I have to go to work, so I do get up, but it's a struggle to get up.
Okay.
I don't want to take a shower. I have to push myself to get out of bed. Um, I'm not really eating either. My appetite is poor, and I do have get a couple hours of sleep a night, but sleep
Sleep is hard now.
is hard.
Okay. So you're not getting a full night's sleep.
No, on a good day, I probably get a solid 5 hours of sleep.
Okay. And can I ask you, have you ever taken any prescription medication for for
No, I'm too,
sleeping?
s- no, I'm too scared. Mm-mm.
You're too scared? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about it scares you? Are you scared about the side effects?
I'm scared about the side effects. I'm scared how it's gonna make me feel. I'm scared. I don't want to get the feeling like, that I'm not in control. I like to
Okay.
be in control.
Okay. Okay, I can understand that. Um, would you be completely opposed to even trying possibly one medication?
I guess I would just need to talk through it, talk about to
Okay.
somebody about it.
Okay. Because one of the things I was thinking is that um, I might be able to set up an appointment with our psychiatrist who could talk you through that. Maybe meet with you for about 45 minutes and just see if he might be able to help you out with your sleep and with your lack of motivation. Um, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that would be great because
Okay.
I need to get back to my normal, I guess, typical
Okay.
self.
Sure. Sure. And there's no, don't feel bad about that. I take a prescription every day, just so that I can function. And there's a lot of people out there that do it as well. So,
Oh,
so
that makes me feel a little better.
oh, good, good. Yeah, most people just don't tell you.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. People
Yeah.
just, and that's one of my biggest problems is that I worry again. Back to the worrying.
Yep.
I just worry so much about what people are going to think.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, you don't have to tell anybody about it
Yeah.
besides your psychiatrist and potentially me if you continue to work with me. Um, so just to kind of wrap things up, it sounds like you mentioned a lot of different things, but would you say that working on your motivation, trying to get you back to your old self, getting a full night's sleep, um, are those some things that you might want to work on in therapy?
Oh, yes, definitely. And I
Okay.
think it's just, I lost my mom and dad 6 months apart from each other. I was their
Okay.
sole caregiver. So, that's, yeah, this is when most of it all started. So I would like to work on that because I need to get back to myself.
Great. Sounds good. So I will set up another appointment with you and we'll take it from there. Okay.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.